Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. A few months ago, the Chancellor spoke directly to those who had lost their livelihoods overnight. He said, "To all those at home right now anxious about the days ahead, I say this: you will not face this alone." Those were very reassuring words, and they were backed up by a government promise to do whatever it takes to keep the people of these isles healthy and financially secure. I heard no caveat at that time that included unless you're a director of your own company, unless you're a freelancer, or unless you're a contractor. But warm words do not ring true for those still finding themselves struggling to keep their heads above water. The Trussell Trust reporting a staggering 89% rise in the need for emergency food parcels in April. Whatever it takes is clearly a lot more than what's currently being provided. It's not just a few on the periphery of the Chancellor's vision who are missing out on this vital support. There's a roll call of people who have been forgotten that it would take a pair of blinkers to avoid. Excluded UK estimates around 3 million are missing out, some 10% of the workforce. Every constituency across the UK will have their own heartbreaking examples of how hard-working people who somehow did not qualify for the schemes. These are individuals whose lives have been devastated and are being let down by a government that's not meeting its own commitment to them. The newly self-employed, some of whom left good jobs over a year ago now to invest and build their own businesses, but whose income collapsed when COVID-19 took root. There are small limited companies who pay themselves partly through dividends and freelancers who work multiple jobs. Where income is the wrong mix, self-employment or short PAYE contracts, neither scheme will help, and the computer simply says no. This is the fate of many freelancers in the creative sector, which is so crucial to the economy around the Lothians. People who don't always make a lot for themselves but contribute massively to the communities, our culture and the wider economy. At the time of the launch of the Self-Employment Income Support Scheme, the Chancellor said 95% of those who were a majority self-employed would be covered, and that most of those who weren't high earners. weren't high earners. But the evidence of countless cases suggests that's simply not the case. Then there are the employees struggling too, who aren't included in the furlough schemes because they've picked the wrong time to change their jobs. They're seasonal workers, or their bosses just simply didn't get the paperwork done in time. UK Hospitality told the Treasury Select Committee that somewhere between 350,000 and 500,000 people within that sector were potentially missing out because they'd not had their first payslip before the end of March. Amongst those that were furloughed, there's growing unease that when tapering of support starts before their employee can build some earnings again, their jobs are on the line too. We can't simply shrug our shoulders and say, "Too bad, mate," to all those issues, blaming the complexities of the rules. There are some who may try to bend them. Yes, there are challenges to making this work, but in an emergency like this, it's the role of government to put the people first, and there's no excuse for missing anyone out. Now is the time to finesse, improve and extend support for those small to medium businesses and freelancers who will be more than willing to repay their efforts and their taxes over future years. Withdrawing support at a crucial time would be an economic disaster. Fairness and equal treatment should be at the heart of action from HMRC, which is why I also must mention the great disappointment that the Government refused to review the unfair application of the loan charge and to stop the IR35 tax law changes from pressing ahead. IR35 introduces yet another group of zero-hour employees. I know the Chancellor has listened to many of these concerns, and I know he takes steps to resolve some of the issues in the past. I commend him for those efforts, and now I urge him to, yes, keep listening, but also to take action.